Hey everyone, this is Mukesh Advani once again from learn-automation.com. Today in this lecture, we are going to talk about how we can read and write text file in Python. Okay, so we are going to use again inbuilt function which Python provides. We are not going to use any third-party modules and packages. So let me show you. It's very easy. You don't need to use any third-party packages and modules. Okay, so let me go ahead and create a new file, and first example we'll talk about how we can read the text file, then we'll talk about how we can write the text file. And again we will be talking about three different modes. We'll talk about read, we will talk about write, and we will also talk about the append mode. Okay, so don't worry, let me start one by one and we'll talk about all the different modes. So let me create a new Python file, and this I will say read text file and hit enter. So first of all, in order to read any file, you need a file, right? So what I will do in the same package, okay, so this is my package called IO demo, and let me create a new file, and let me give this file name as demo.txt. It's just a small txt file, and I will simply write some text and from learn-automation.com. Some random text I'm giving without any space. Okay, I will tell you why. And if you want to give some space, just let's give some spaces, no problem. And now we have file, and this file just in the same working directory. As you can see, this is the package. In the same package I have created demo.txt, and this is my Python file, right? Now let me use one inbuilt function called open. Okay, so as you can see, we need to provide the file, and then we need to also provide the mode. And you can also see we also have different arguments like buffering, encoding, errors. That's a different thing. We'll talk about this in detail some other time. As of now, we'll talk about two arguments. One is file and second is the mode. Okay, so as the name says, we need to provide the file path. So right now, if you just notice, this demo.txt is in the same folder, so I don't need to provide any path. I can directly say demo.txt, and that's all. I don't need to give absolute path or any other path. If it is available in the same directory, it will detect easily. And let me just store this into an object called f. Okay, and once we get this, you just need to call a method called read. Okay, so now we have a method for read and we have a method for write. So let me just call read and you're done. The moment you call read method, it will read the complete content. Okay, and let me just store this into a variable called data, and let me simply print this. Very easy, just you need to call open function. It will return you object, okay, which we say file object. Then we are going to call a method called read, and this read method will return you the complete data from this demo.txt, and you will get the data. Let's right click and run. And you can see we got the complete data, right? This is Mukesh from learn-automation.com. Now what if this file does not exist? So let's say I just give demo1.txt, which definitely does not exist. So let's see what exactly it will throw. So it is going to throw file not found error. So if you have gone through my previous videos, we discussed about exception handling, right? So same thing we will be using here. We will try to use some try and except here in case this file doesn't exist. It should not throw this file not found error. It should gracefully handle it. Okay, that we will see now. But this is how we are able to read the file just with a single method called read. Now let me show you some other stuff as well. So let me just show you data. And what if I want to just get some first of all, the name of the file. So I will just say this is actually our file, right? F object. I will say f.name. It should give me the name of the file. Then let's say I just want to see in which mode my file is or opened. Okay, so we haven't discussed about the mode. We'll talk about the mode. Just give me a couple of minutes. When I say mode, it should actually return me in which mode my file is. And let me simply run it and let me show you. So first of all, when I say f.name, you can say file name is demo.txt. Then we have f.mode, means it is in read mode right now. And then when I say data, it is giving me the data, right? Now this is a ideal practice, right? Not only with Python, whenever you work with any programming language, that when you open some file, when you open some connection, when you making any request, make sure you close it. Okay, so let's say I want to close this file, so I will say f dot close. I'm just giving f, guys. You can give some any other variable name or any other name of your choice. Now moment I close this file, if I try to read this again, okay, just say f dot read again. Let's see what exactly it will return. Or data new, let's say data new. Let's run, and you can see, guys, first of all, when we say when we actually close this file and when we try to read it again, so you will see one value error is called IO operation on close file. It means once your file is closed, as you can see at line number 6, we have closed the file, right? Then again we are trying to read and it is throwing value error. So once you're done with closing file, you don't need to you cannot directly read it again. You have to open it and then you can read it. Yes, makes sense. So if you want to see whether your file is closed or not, so you can just do one thing, just type or just use print and we will say closed or not. Okay, so we have one property, this will tell whether our file is closed or not. So before closing, if I call, it will make it false because file is not closed. But once I will call close method, and again if I call this closed, it should give me true, right? So let's right click, run, and you can see f dot name, it is giving me file name, then it is giving me read mode. When I closed, if I so before closing, when I say f dot closed, it says false. Then I say f dot close, file got closed, and now when I call again, it says it's true. Now there are few points which I want to highlight. By default, when you don't provide any mode, it will be in a read mode, right? Second thing, it is always good practice to close the file, okay? Because if you don't close, then you might get some leakage, or there might be some other process which might do some IO operation on this file. Now, if you have gone through my previous videos, we discussed about try, except, and finally, right? So in the finally block, we always write the close connection or any statement which can close the resources. So let's implement the same thing here. So what I will do, I will just go ahead and create a new program. I will just do copy paste and I will make it 2. So if I want to just write this with the help of try, except, and finally, what I will do, first of all, I will just make it a try block. Yes. So first of all, I will try to open this, then I will read, and I don't need right now all of this. So I will just close or remove them. Then I will just say accept. In case something goes wrong here, I will be making a print statement and I will say exception is, and let me handle exception here, okay? And whatever the exception I will be getting, I will just print here as it is. And in the finally block, okay, I will keep this f dot close. So it means if no exception, it will simply read and it will close the file. If some exception, it will simply print this exception and then again it will close, right? This is how we make sure that file is working fine or not. Now Python also have very interesting thing called context manager, and what exactly this context manager will do, it will allow you to allocate and release the resources whenever you want to. Okay, let's say you want to open this file, but you don't want to see, guys, if you miss this finally, what will happen, that it will not close the file, right? What if you want to write some logic or some piece of code which will automatically close the file, okay, once you're done with the file, whether you got some exception or not, it is going to close the file. So we are going to use this context manager in Python with the help of with statement. Okay, so let me show you what I will do. I will just create one more file and let me show you the context manager. Guys, it's very important when you see some standard libraries or standard programs, you will find this context manager every time. When you are working with files, when you're working with any kind of database connection, when you're making any server request. So make sure whenever you make or open any connection, you have to close it. So now we are going to do the same thing with the help of with statement. Let me just close this. Yes. So you just need to call with, and now we will be calling the same function, which is open function. And here I need to provide the file, okay, which is demo.txt. Now you just need to write s, and you can provide object name. Okay, so let's say same thing, I will give f here. Now do not get confused guys, this statement with this statement. So here earlier we were storing object on the left hand side, right? Now we are storing it right hand side, but here we will be getting some additional advantages. Let me show you how. So what I will do, when I say with open this file as f, now it means now we got the file object. Now I can do the read operation. Before I do the read operation, let me just check whether this is closed or not. So definitely it will not be in a closed state, it will be in an open state. So what I will do, I will say current state is, okay, and I will simply print this. Now let me just do a read operation. So what I will do, I will say f dot read. It should give me the data. Let me just store into a data variable, and now let me simply print the data. And now I'm coming out of this with statement. Okay, so it's actually a block of code. The moment you come out of this block, automatically Python is going to close this resource. Okay, let me repeat this again. The moment you come out of this with block, okay, with statement, Python is going to release the resources, in simple words, going to close the connection. So if you just want to check, you just make again state of the file, okay, of the file is, and you just say f dot closed. So when you say current state, definitely it will say false because just now you open, then we are reading, but now you can see we're coming out of this with statement, and the moment again I call f dot close, it should give me true. Okay, so let me just run it, and as usual, let's say current status is false, then it is reading the data. The moment you coming out of this with, it is closing the file, and you can see it says f dot closed. Interesting, right? So always when you're working with this kind of connections, use a with statement. Okay, so it is actually equal to what we did here. Okay, so here we are calling finally explicitly, right? Here it is doing internally. So this is called context manager. Now a few more things which I want to highlight about reading a file. Okay, now let's say right now I have this file in my current working directory. Let's say here, what if I keep this demo.txt outside this directory? So I will say demo new.txt, which is here. Okay, so it is not in this package iodemo, but it is in my current package, which is Python tutorial. Now how do I get the path? One option is like you go ahead and copy paste the path. So let me do one thing, let me close everything except this 3. Okay, so if I try to just call this demo new.txt, which definitely does not exist here, right? So it should throw me error, same file not found error. Now the question comes, how do I get the path, right? Now we are going to use a OS module here. Now when I say import OS, so this is the OS module. Now I want to know the current path. So when I say OS dot, you will see we have a function called getCMD, which is get current working directory. So ideally it is going to return me current working directory, which I will just store into a data variable. Maybe I will say file path. Let's print this so that you should get the file path. Definitely it is going to throw the exception because this file does not even exist. So again, this is the file path we are getting, right? Which is C drive users PyCharm Python tutorials IO demo. But if you notice guys, my file is located here, which is under Python tutorials. So what I have to do, actually I need this path, not the current working directory, because anyways current working directory I will be getting from this module when I say os.getcmd, but I want till here. Now again, if you just want the directory name, what you can do, you just call os.path, and again you just say I need the directory name. So when you say directory name, it will ask you give me the path, and path we already have, right? This one. So when I will pass this path, which is actually this, so it is going to return me the directory name, which is actually this. Okay, so once I get this path, I will just copy here and I will just give this path here. So basically, okay, let's remove this from here, and now let's try to read this. Now this file path is this till Python tutorials, and then we will be getting demo.txt. So I will just say plus, and here I will be getting, just give me a second, demo new.txt, and as usual everything is same. So what I will do here, I will just make some changes in this file, and I will say this is a new file, so that we'll get to know. Let's right click and run again, and you can see it actually reading the new file, which is available in my main parent directory, right? What if you don't want to store this into variable? No problem. What you can do, just keep this part here. Okay, you might get confused initially, okay, but do not worry, just practice little bit. What I'm doing, I'm showing you statement by statement, okay, then I'm removing all the additional statement and then I'm passing here. Same thing you can do. So this is going to return me the directory name. For this you need a directory that we will call from os.getCurrentWorkingDirectory. This is the file name, and that's all. Okay, I hope it is clear. If not, then please let me know in the comment section and I will be happy to assist you. Now this is called the read operation. Now let me show you a few other stuff. Okay, I will also talk about the write. I will also talk about the append. In the read, again we have read lines, we have read line, then we have tail, then we have seek method. Okay, so we will be discussing this some other time. As of now, this is enough. Let me quickly show you the write file as well. For that, what I will do, I will just quickly go ahead and create a new Python file, and this time I will say write file demo, and we got this. So again, I will be using a with, and definitely we need to open, that is mandatory. So again, here I can write the file, okay, into existing file, or it will create a new file for you. Okay, so let's say I just want to write something into mukesh.txt. So first of all, it is going to search that do we have this mukesh.txt file. If yes, it is going to overwrite. If not, it will create it. So guys, again, I am not mentioning any mode, okay, and let me show you what exactly exception we are going to get now. So what I will do, we have a method called write method, and here I will say new content or new data from Python. So ideally what it should do, it should open a file. If not, if this file does not exist, it is going to create, then it is going to write f.write. Now let's right click and run, and first of all, it is giving you no such file or directory, because by default when you don't give any mode, it takes as a read mode, and read mode will never create any directory or file for you. So you will always get this. Now let me change the condition. Let me just give this demo.txt, which actually exists, and now I'm trying to write this. Okay, you will see the exception will change this time. And this time, since demo.txt exists, it is not throwing that a file not a found error. This time this exists, but when we are trying to write, it says unsupported operation not writable. And it makes sense because when you don't give any mode, it takes as a read mode. So just keep this point in mind. So what I will do, guys, I will just give a mode here called write mode. It means now we can write the file as well. Now if you see, demo.txt contains, this is Mukesh from Learn Automation. This time I am just saying new data from Python, and let's right click and run. Okay, and the moment you open this, it is actually overriding. Okay, it removed my old content and it has updated my file with new content called new data from Python. So write is going to delete or override everything and it will add a new content. What if I give some file which does not even exist? Let's say this. So what now Python will do? It will create demo mukesh.txt file in a write mode and it is going to write this. Okay, let me show you once again. Okay, and if you notice, we got this file and this file got the new content. I hope it is clear. We'll talk about few more methods once we move ahead. As of now, we are just reading some files, we're writing, and now I will also show you the append. Okay, now just want to show you the append ones. For that, what I will do, I will create, okay, let's take this one, which is demo mukesh.txt. And what I want to do, I don't want to overwrite the file, I don't want to create a new file, I just want to append something. In that case, what I will do, I will create a new Python file and let me just give append demo, and again I will say with open, and as usual I will be giving a file called demo mukesh.txt. And guys, just remember, we are not giving read. Okay, we are not giving write, we are giving append. So for that you just need to say a, and we will be giving file object as f. So first of all, I just want to write f dot write, and here I will say first of all hello, then I will simply say write from Mukesh, and again I will say f dot write by. Just notice guys, demo mukesh.txt only has new data from Python, and this time I'm opening the same file in append mode and I'm just writing this hello from Mukesh by. Now let's right click, run. Okay, it executed successfully. Just open this and you can see this was our old content, right? New data from Python, and it added actually hello from Mukesh and it added by as well. Okay, so it's appending actually, and you can see it's not giving any space. So in case if you want to format little bit, so let's format it. I will say f dot write, and in double quotes I will give /n. Okay, so it will give me the new line. Then same thing I will do here. After writing hello, I want a new line, and again from Mukesh I want a new line. It is just I'm doing formatting. In case if you don't want this, you can just give a tab, and this should be in a new line. It means once we are done, okay, maybe I will just delete this, and then I will run. You will see when I say /n, it is going to start this into a new line. Then I will give a tab, it will say from Mukesh, and then from the new line it will say bye. Okay, let's right click, run, and our code successfully done, and you can see. So this is how you can do the append. Append will not override, it will have the old content and it will start appending the data at the last point. Okay, very useful, very interesting. Again, we did a very I would say basic stuff right now. In upcoming days, once you once you are familiar with read, write and append, we will also discuss few more methods. Okay, as I said, we will be discussing about read lines, we will discuss about seek method, we'll talk about the till methods and other some interesting stuff as well. I hope you enjoyed this session. If yes, then please give me a like button, and in case if you're new to this channel, then make sure you subscribe and share with a friend, and I will see you in the next video. Have a nice day. Bye bye.